So obviously with gambling, there can be a certain stigma attached to it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
massive.
the proof is in yourself. You have a lot of followers that love you. They love your content. They love you. So have you got anything to say to go against that like generic stigma of gambling and that people who don't gamble have the stigma on it, but the people that do, a lot of them, they seem to like love your content. So
yeah, I'm probably going to give a bit of a different answer than a lot of people would expect from a professional gambler, and that is that I think gambling is a negative overall. I don't think it's a good thing to do, and I don't tell people to do it. You know, people always ask me, because they see that I live a decent life, you know, I have a decent amount of money behind me, and they ask me, how do you make your money? Can I do it too? Everyone wants a piece of the pie, right? And I always tell them, I'm like, listen, don't do what I do. I tell people not to gamble. And the reason for that is because a part of the stigma is true. It's an addiction. I've seen people lose houses to gambling. I've seen people lose families to gambling. I've seen some terrible, terrible things, especially coming from where we're from, London. There's a bookmaker on every single corner of every single street. Yeah. And there's 10 bookmakers in the poor areas.
They're only in the poor.
And there's no bookmakers in the rich areas because they know that they're preying on the weak people, the poor people who need money, like us on the road trip. And it can be very addictive, man. And people can lose their life over it, you know?
They're losing money they don't have.
Yeah, losing family, they get into debt. Like, there is a reason why there's a negative stigma about it. But if you have the right mindset, you can completely flip that stigma and use it in a positive way. So I don't treat it like gambling. I say gambler because that is what it is, and that's what everybody around the world knows it to be. But at the end of the day, I don't see it like I'm gambling. I see it like I'm investing. I see it like I'm investing in a stock market. At the end of the day, the sports betting odds is just a market. The reason it's a market is because if a certain amount of money is put on one specific horse or one dog or one fighter, then the market will adjust. The price will change, the odds will change, just as they do in a stock market. If there's a lot of money that comes on a specific stock, then the price for that stock is going to change. And it's the exact same in a sports betting market, right? So there's no difference between the stock market and the sports betting market. For all intents and purposes, it's basically the same thing. So I don't treat it as gambling. I treat it as investing. And if you have the right mindset, you know, which we can get into the mindset. I mean, I could do a whole podcast on mindset of gambling, right? So it's going to take a long time. But if you have the right mindset and you have an edge, those are the only two things you need to make money from sports betting. The issue is that most people out there do not have the right mindset and they don't have the right edge. So for those people, gambling is going to be a negative thing. But if you actually dedicate yourself to learning about gambling theory, or you follow someone as myself who does have an edge and who does have the right mindset, then you can make a lot of money from it.
Nice, nice.